I'm Alex Voorhoeve. I'm a professor of philosophy in the Department of Philosophy, Logic and Scientific Method. I trained in both economics and in philosophy, and my work is primarily in the field of distributive justice, with some applications to healthcare, especially healthcare priority setting. And on the latter topic, I've worked for the World Health Organization. So the best way to answer the question of what philosophy and public policy is to think about what social sciences are. In a rough picture, social sciences are descriptive. They tell us how the world is, the way it is now, what causal mechanisms are at work, and how we might be able to change it. In other words, they tell you about the feasible set of policies. But what you should choose from that feasible set is essentially a philosophical question. What we should do is a normative question, and for that we need political philosophy, and especially to understand what the just or the right alternative is among our feasible policy options. And that's precisely what philosophy and public policy covers. Being a practitioner means you have to be able to offer justifications for the policies that you advocate for. You have to justify these policies to the population, to other practitioners, and to politicians. Now, this act of justification requires that you understand the basic normative ideas that are at work in choosing a policy. What makes a policy just? What makes it fair? What rights do people have, and how do we best respect them? How do we promote their interests? Now, these questions are essentially normative. They're informed by social science, but they're guided by certain ideals, and these ideals are what we teach you about in the course. We also teach you about how to integrate use of these ideals with use of social science in order to evaluate policies. We'll look at this integration about how to build strong normative and empirical arguments through a series of examples. One of these examples is focused on the Bhutanese experience of measuring people's quality of life. This is a big question. How do we measure people's quality of life? We take the example of Bhutan, which has a gross national happiness measure as its core target. Another key question is, how do we balance people's rights to do with their resources, their money, their lives, whatever they want, against the need to create a fair system in which everyone has access to health insurance when they need it. This question, basically whether it's permissible for the government to mandate that people purchase health insurance, has of course animated much public debate in the United States, and we'll look at that topic as well. Another hot topic is tax evasion and avoidance by major multinational firms and rich individuals. And we will consider both what the nature of the injustice is that is engaged in tax avoidance and evasion, and what proposals exist to address it.